What if Deku was King Titan from Ark Survival Evolved? We start this story 4 months before Izuku's Quark Doctor test. We go to a site where a lot of researchers are currently digging up old fossils on a remote island. As they are digging up, as they just are pickaxing, have excavation equipment, as then one of the drills hits something. As they pull the drill back up, as the drill's shattered. Hey, over here! As the others are communicating. Over here, take a look at this. As they look down the hole, I can't tell what that is, but whatever it did tore the drill up. As they start to dig away with shovels to get down to it. As they seemingly stand, after moving most of the dirt and dust, the skeleton of, well, the King Titan from Ark Survival. As they start looking at this thing, what type of creature is this? I don't know, but it sure is large. Well, we're gonna need to take some samples. Send it back to Japan for some more research? Yeah. As they gather the samples of this thing, and they had to, one of the employees, hey, get that to the boat. Send it back to Japan for some studying. Whatever this thing is, we need to find what it was. As they had never seen this creature, it was probably only inhabited on this remote island, so that's thinking why they only found the bones at the island. Alright, I'll get it back to shore. As, well, the man would grab the briefcase full of equipment and supplies as he would walk over. As we just have a simple sailor just having a quick drink while he's just sitting on looking at the paper. As he flips the paper, what can I do for you? I'm here to take this back to Japan, just some research. Very well, I'll get this boat started. As he closes the paper, gets up and walks to the front of the ship and gets it started as they go off to sea. Now, of course, when they arrive back in Japan, an unfortunate incident happens where the guy walks out as there's a huge explosion. As he looks up, as it seems like the lab he was taking it to had been attacked. As he drops the case, as he runs to pick it up, what in the world happened here? As he looks towards the fire, as he sees some birdmen walking out, what in the... As he reaches towards his pistol, one of the men just fires a gun, hitting him in the hand. As he's holding onto the case, as he's trying to run away. As he would run and turn a corner, as then someone would reach his hand out, as it would touch his face, as then he would just explode, sending blood all over the back wall behind him, and the corner of the buildings. As the man would shake his hand, as it was overhaul, as then he looks at, well, the case. As he puts on his glove, as he opens it, as it shows all the research they had gathered from the island, it looks like that excavation crew we hired to check on that island found something useful. Boss, what should we do with them? Simple. No loose ends. As he smiles, we'll get rid of them, sir. As we go back to the man on the boat, who had called in for like heroes, the police, because he saw the building blow up from a distance. What seems to be the problem? There's a building on fire. I don't know what happened. I was currently taking in one of their employees back from overseas, but something happened. Well, thanks for notifying the heroes. We'll be there in moments. Stay put. All right. What in the world happened? As we would skip about the 4 months to the Quark Doctor exam. Now, of course, same would happen in canon. I really don't want to go into it. As Deku had walked into the Quark Doctor, got tested, found out he was quarkless. As of course, he's devastated. And they're preparing to leave. Now we go to that same doctor that's in the office. As he picks up the phone and starts calling. This is where we cut over to Overhaul's perspective. As Overhaul is currently just hitting the desk as it exploded. Ah! Why are all the test subjects failures? We've tried it, and we've almost gotten rid of all the samples we've gotten. As there only seems to be one sample. As the samples are some sort of purple liquid with the scales of the, King Titan. As originally there was a total of, 15 vials, and now there's only one. As he looks at the footage of all the previous attempts, the first one was a volunteer. As he had come in and got injected before, horribly, as the DNA had mixed, caused his arm to explode. He was later then killed off due to his failure. The second experiment was looking promising, until the body just flatlined. The veins were popping purple and could not be done. The third one just exploded. 4 through 5 were disfigured and died later. 6, 7, and 8 just died of, being injected. Similar to how, I believe, the third one. And the other attempts, they all ended up dying. As they're on the last vial, why aren't any of these working? Like, I've done my research. I've chosen proper quarks for this. Proper people. I've even chosen a few mutation types. But not one is committing to this project. What is it? What am I missing? I need a creature to wipe quarks off the face of the map, to where the Yakuza will be on top. But it doesn't seem like any of these have been even worth the attempt. It's just been a throwaway of money. As he looks at the last vial, as he starts to go through all of them, as he noticed one key detail. Wait a minute. As then he checks the cellular structure of the people's DNA when injected. As he had noticed, the quark factor had been fighting with the Titan's factor, causing them not to combine like the expected he was looking for. As the reason most of them were dying is because the Titan's cells were devouring the quark cells. And because they were devouring the quark cells, they were devouring the cells keeping the people alive. Now, in his he's come to a theory. This theory is, so the quark cells is what's making them, these project not succeed. So what if I was to inject a person that doesn't have a quark? And then, would the cells merge, like my respective result? Or would they do another mishap like this? As he looks at the last vial. Might as well give it a shot. But where am I gonna find a quarkless kid around here? As then his phone happens to ring. As he picks it up, as is the doctor who happened to be under his payroll. What is it? Sir? I just got the batch of all the applications of the kids I was, attending. Good. Give me the results. As usual. As he goes through the kids' quarks and all that, then he gets to one. Then we've got someone that's quarkless. As he glances his eyes towards the phone. What's that kid's name? Excuse me? What's that kid's name? Izuku Midoriya, sir. as he smiles. There are plenty of promising candidates for your project, sir. Which one would you like? I want Izuku Midoriya. Can you arrange a car accident? I can't do that. Don't worry, I'll have some of my men deal it. Instead of taking the boy to a hospital, you'll divert that vehicle straight to the Yakuza headquarters. Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir. I will get an ambulance ready for the whole event. Good. Now get going. As he hangs up, as Overhaul smiles, finally we get to see if you, as he looks at the file, will finally be a success. As he looks up, well, the Midoriyas. Again, they're not that well known. As he calls in a few of his henchmen, I need you to arrange an accidental car accident with this vehicle. As he shows them the vehicle that Inko Midoriya and Izuku had taken. Now, we go to Deku, as he's currently, well, in the car with his mother. As they're driving down the road, as Deku is depressed, saddened as he didn't get a quark. Hey, don't worry, when we get home we can watch a video of All Might. As that seems to cheer him up a little bit. As she smiles. Now as they're driving, they come towards an air pass. As then, well, no surprise, a car comes flying in, hits the front of the car, sending it swerving to where they end up hitting a tree. As Inko Midori is knocked out on the front seat. As the people get off out of the car, seemingly bystanders, to check on the car, as an ambulance pulls up. As, well, they grab the kid and put him in the ambulance. They grab Deku and put him in the ambulance. As then they just tapped on before the ambulance left. As the guy seemingly just walked away, smiling. Now, a few hours would pass as Inko Midoriya would wake up and notice that her son's gone. Of course, she had to go stop by the hospital as her head was bleeding. And would file a missing persons report. Because there was no body, she had looked around, no nothing. So she had filed for a missing persons report for Izuku. Now we go to Izuku, who is currently just sitting in a room, which seems to be very large. As he looks around, where am I? Is he trying to get a pinpoint of, like, he's looking around for, like, any exits as he notices one door. As then a few people with masks would come in. Hello, kid, you're gonna need to come with us. What? Yes. Come on, kid. As they grab the kid and drag him. As they would drag him towards, well, Overhaul. As they would drag him into seemingly an operating room. As they would set him on the chair, as Deku, looking scared, what are y'all doing? Where's my mom? As Overhaul walked towards him, you won't have to worry about that. As he prepares like a syringe, as he puts the vial into the, well, syringe. What you need to worry about is just taking a little shot. Then you'll see your mother again. As he doesn't know he's lying or not. So Deku starts to just believe him. And, well, as he approaches, this will only hurt a bit. As he has a smile under his bird mask. As he injects him through the arm. As, well, the King's Titan's DNA would start merging with Deku's at a rapid rate. As his cells would start combining with the King Titan's cells. As Deku would move rapidly on the table. What is this? It hurts! As he'd be thrashing before passing out. As Overhaul was looking over him. As he had noticed a bit of, like, the scales starting to form around the arm. Give me a test. As he grabs a knife, as he takes a little bit of Deku's blood. Take him away. Take him to his cell. Of course, they have a big cell just in case he grows to the size of what they suspected the actual size of the King Titan from Ark Survival. As he takes the vial and puts it down, as he grabs a magnifying glass, as he looks down, as he notices the King's Titan cells are merging with his cells at an alarming rate. Excellent. Now, this will definitely work. He's definitely a promising subject. Definitely strong. As he noticed they're moving at a rapid rate, but still may take some time. As he starts to calculate how long he'd think the project would take. Depending on how long these rates cells, it may take a month or a few before he's fully developed. But I wonder, will he grow to the size of that well? As he looks at the skeleton, presumably, of the King Titan, which was very tall and very big. As he smiles, well, anyway, I just got myself a weapon. A strong weapon against the heroes. And one that'll put the Yakuza on top. As we go back to Izuku, as he was set in his room, because not all the overall goons are evil. I know I make them out to be sometimes, but hey. As they had laid him down on the bed in the room, as of course he would still feel the pain of the cells combining, as scales would start growing on his arms. And he eventually just passes out due to the pain. As we go to his mindscape, as he's looking around, did the pain stop? As he looks around, as he sees a small version of the King Titan from Ark Survival Evolved. Huh? As he tilts his head, as the King Titan tilts his head before it starts to growing, as it grows to about his height, as he goes to touch it, as then he just suddenly jolts awake. What was that? As he would look at his arm, as his arm was almost completely covered with the King Titan's scales. As he would touch it. Interesting. Is this my quark? As then he starts wondering, where's my mother? As then he would go to the door and start beating on it. Hey, where's my mother? As, of course, someone would call over the monitors. Sorry, kid, I lied. You're here, and you'll be my weapon against the heroes. So behave. As he would get a bit angry and wanting to let out, as he would hit the door with his hand, bending it a little. As Aurora would think, ooh, not even fully mutated yet, and yet he has several amounts of strength, even for a child. We're gonna need something to keep him in line. Grab a shock collar, and make it adept to where it grows in size. As they would tranquilize Deku by using some knockout gas, as they would add the collar to Deku, as he would then spend, well, several days in the room contemplating what to do. As every night he would get a sort of like dream with the creature. As, although it's only been a few days, his arm is pretty much fully engulfed with the scales, and it's starting to go up his shoulder. Or well, up his arms towards his shoulder. As he looks at the, well, glass, which is high up, like it was made there specifically for this moment, or for something else. As he would look at it, why am I here? what'd I do? As he would just sit in the corner. And that's the end of What If Deku Was King Titan from Arc Survival, Part 1. Make sure to like and subscribe for more.